Hello and welcome. I am super excited with what I'm going to do today. This is a Nena and Co mini convertible bag, convertible day bag, and it is made in Guatemala. It's a fair trade company, and I have been obsessed with these bags for the past 3 months now. And usually most of their bags are made of like this really beautiful embroidery, but then they do also have denim bags, which you can customize yourself. So I have the mini version, and I thought it would be fun to do a video on how I customize this. So the look I'm going for is like maybe lace and pearls and bling. So I got some stuff at Hobby Lobby just to kind of play with. Everything's going to be very organic. Not sure all exactly what I'm going to do. So I grabbed like some lace applique trim. I have this blingy stuff. I have some vintage tassels that I found at an antique store. And I found this little piece of trim from Hobby Lobby, and you know, maybe I'll do something like that, who knows. And then I also have some really fine like little beads that I had left over from my mermaid costume. I kind of wanted to have like a distressed look to this, kind of like a torn jean with like lace peeking through. So I do have some denim scraps, which I'll probably cut in like, you know, maybe like a similar shape as the pocket and let the edges fray. And these they also sell on their website because you can, they encourage the customization of the bag. So it's really, really fun. I did also get this patch, but I think it's a little bit too big for this, but we'll see. I may or may not add it. So first things first, I am going to, kind of replicate the shape of this front panel here using the denim, and kind of do my best to kind of mimic the shape. I'm not like a big kind of like measure it out type of person. I kind of just wing it. So I'm just gonna kind of do this, and I'm purposely kind of making it, you know, maybe a little crooked. And I'll kind of make this side kind of crooked. And I'm going to make this applique so that it's, I can just hand sew it onto the bag. Kind of like that. Right. And that way, if I change my mind later on, I can easily remove it and do something else. And I do kind of like maybe one day we'll want to make this into a Disneyland theme bag. You know, just thinking, just saying. So maybe something kind of like this. And I'm not sure which side I'll use either. But maybe something along the lines of that. I'm also gonna kind of do something like this. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And I want to kind of do like some sort of peephole here. So I'm gonna kind of fray this in a couple of different ways. And then maybe snip this here and snip this here. So that'll fray. And I make that a little bigger here. And a couple more. Like that. Maybe a little more here. And there. I mean, I'm just having fun here. Okay, fraying. And this I'm doing with like a razor blade. So yeah. Okay, so now I'm ready for the wash. You can just pop this in the washing machine and the dryer and see how it turns out. How it came out, turned out amazing. It looks like it came from the Levi's store or something. It looks like a perfectly styled wash. And I'm gonna take a piece of lace and I'm gonna kind of place it where I want it behind, where all of the fraying is. I'm gonna do something kind of like that. Then I'm just gonna sew it. I'm gonna try not to use a lot of glue because I don't want a lot of fraying. And I'm just using white thread. I don't want a lot of yellowing, excuse me. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that and use very, very small stitches here. So just like a small whip stitch. Just kind of go all the way around here. So that way you don't really see the stitching on the other side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish that. I've got that lace on there and you can't even really see where I stitched it, so it won't even be noticeable if you make the stitches small. And now I think I'm gonna add a little bit of this rhinestone trim, and I'm also gonna sew this like on the corners, and I'll probably do it like a few times, like maybe 3 or 4 times here. And then I have this awesome trim, which I'll probably hand stitch here on the sides. And the leftover lace, I think I'm gonna put on each side of the pocket. So just a lot of hand stitching for the most part. Just gonna trim a bit here, what I'm gonna use, and I think I want to stitch that like right here. So I'm just gonna go right into the fabric and stitch it from the back side. You never want like the knots to show through, that kind of thing. Let me find like a good placement for this. Probably right here would be good. I'll go back through just to make sure that that's nice and sturdy. Make sure that the thread is gonna stay in that place there. Okay, good. And then I'm just going to put that through, and I'm not gonna put it in all the way. Take that loop, put my rhinestone in here. And yes, I always have long nails like this when I'm crafting, and I'm just gonna pull that taut, and now that should stay pretty secure. And I'll do the same on the other side and the rest of the way. Right, these are the rhinestones on there, and I thought 2 was enough actually. I didn't want to like over bling it. And then I did find some like little snaps, little big rhinestones. These I got at Hobby Lobby like ages ago, and I thought it would be nice to make it look like it was tacked on here. So I'm just gonna punch a couple of holes here up at the top, and let me just get this on here. So like so. So now I have a little hole there. These are super easy to put on, like no tool needed. And I'm just gonna put that on, and then it comes with a little backing. And I'm just going to press that behind it, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, and you just hear that little snap. You could press it down a little more, maybe you could hammer it, but I found it to be really secure. And I'll do another one on the other side as well. Try to make it somewhat symmetrical. But again, like, the beauty of these kind of things is for it to look kind of haphazard. If you're a perfectionist, obviously, this is not going to be for you. Same on the other side. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to just pop that on in the back. Give it a press, a little snap. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch this onto the bag like I've been stitching on everything else. And then I will show you what that looks like. All right, that's on there nice and good. And as much as I didn't want to use glue, I am going to use a little bit of glue right here. Because these rhinestones need to be a little bit more secure on the corners. So I am just putting a dab there to make sure that the gemstones in the corners stay secure here. And this is Aleene's glue. I've been using this glue since, gosh, I don't know how long. This stuff is indestructible. Don't underestimate it. It works amazing. Oops. Back on there. And it'll dry completely clear, so none of this white residue will be on there at all. I also kind of reinforce these top ones too, just because I think I made the hole just a tad bit big. So far that's what it's looking like. And when that dries, I'll start piecing together the applique. Oh, I cannot wait for this. Ugh. I'm thinking pocket. Yeah, thinking pocket or here. Gosh, the possibilities are endless. But definitely going to be putting this here for sure. For sure. And another thing that you can do is, if you don't want to commit to sewing this, and I just hand sewed it so I could easily, you know, rip stitch it apart, is you could safety pin it with, you know, some silver safety pins, and they actually add a lot of character. So just to throw that out there. So even before I put this trim, I am gonna glue the edges, because I did learn very quickly that the pearls will come off if they're not glued down. So I'm just going to make sure that I do everything possible to prevent that from happening. I'm just gonna put like a little dab here. And again, this is gonna dry clear. So you can see all that just already made its way off of the trim here. So I purposely did get a lot more extra yardage because I knew that this was going to happen. And I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on the top of this so it really will not budge. So this is going to be on the back side. Are you making a cameo appearance, baby? No. All right. Now that's not going anywhere. Okay, it's the next day. Lighting's a lot better. And these have dried down, and you can see you can't even see where the glue is. And now the pearls are all secure, and I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this on too. And again, I'm doing this all by hand. And that way I'm not like disturbing like the bag. I don't have to take apart the lining or anything. And I'm not going through the other side of the bag when I do this either. So literally I'm just like making like really small stitches into just the top part of the bag. So you're not even gonna see that in the lining at all. So like so. I'll go back up. Back down. And then just making just like a really small stitch there into the front of the bag. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that for both sides. And then maybe dress her up a little bit more. All right, everything is all on now. And for the most part, the palette on this is pretty neutral. So it's not like I've committed to any colors because it's just pearl and the jean and the bling here. So now I can just really add whatever accessories I want to just make it my own. So I did bring like some stuff that I do like to play with. I love turquoise. And then like the vintage tassel, maybe I'll throw like some pearls in there or like some ocean beads, shell beads. And then I have some like pins from work that I want to throw on there. And that'll be cute. So I'm just gonna make like a little tassel and show you how it looks on here. Here is some 20 gauge wire. And I'm just gonna make a fun little tassel here. So I'm just gonna make a little right angle with my pliers. And I know that I'm gonna want to put a like string through it so that I can loop it around the bag. The bag the handles are kind of too thick, so it's not like I can just put like a lobster claw on them. So there's that. I'm gonna cut off the excess. And tuck all that in. And I think the turquoise is going to be prettiest up at the top. So I'll throw that there. And then I think what I'm going to do, so that way like this tassel kind of has movement to it, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like end it right here too. So I'll do another right angle there, another loop, and then wrap this around 3 times so it looks worked, and snip off the excess. Tuck that guy in. All right, so there's that. All right, and then let's see how I want to do this. I just want to keep it like really simple like that. Or do I want to have a pearl in there? Is that too plain? I wish I could do a poll right now and ask you guys, hey, what do you think if I do this? What do you think if I do that? Let's see. All right, I think it looks good with just the yellow, and I'm just gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. So I'm gonna make my little right angle, and I'm gonna curve this around, and then before I close it up, I'm gonna attach it here to the turquoise. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I want to have some movement. I could easily just kind of like put this on a string, but I kind of wanted a little bit more durability. All right. Okay, so that is on, and you can see now I have like some nice movement there. And then I'm going to put this guy on. There we go. And I'm going to loop this at the end. And myself a little loop there for the tassel 3 times, and then we'll snip off the excess. Cool. So yeah, so now that's really pretty. Okay, so I'm just gonna tie this tassel here and just cut off the excess. So kind of like that. Oh, that looks so cute. So I'm just gonna tie it on, and then I'm just gonna secure it with like a dot of glue and try to scoot this up as high as I can up to the top. Kind of like that. I'll do it one more time. Crafters that love nails, you guys, the struggle. Cool. And I'm just going to put a dab of glue there. Trusty Aleene's glue, which will dry totally clear. Prevent that from moving around. And I'll just kind of set that aside for a while. Oh my gosh, I just love how that turned out. Okay. Put that aside over here. All right, so now I'm just going to put my pins on here in whichever way I think looks cute. Zoom out here. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do something like that. Here, maybe there. That's looking pretty cute. Yeah, something like that. So here is the finished look. I just love how it turned out. And it's so cute and so interchangeable. So if I get tired of doing this, I can put like Disney pins on here, or I can make it like super boho and add tons of color. But I think for now, I think that's pretty cute. I don't have any Nena pins on their website. They do sell a lot of pins, but you know, I feel like if I put a pin on my bag, it like really has to define me. So as of yet, I haven't seen any pins that define me except for these. And I'll also show you what it looks like on. It's so cute. It's a lot smaller than how it looks in here. I know it looks huge, but it's a mini, so it's super small. Okay, so here is how it turned out. This is what it looks like on. I'm a size 14, so I'm bigger, and so it looks really, really tiny, but it's so cute. I have the medium, and I'm gonna jazz that one up. I'm not sure how I'm gonna decorate that one, but I wanted to start off with this little one for now, so there you go. Well, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.